Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. I hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great week so far. Welcome to this new video here on Sonic. Wanted to do a full video here talking about the current situation, technically, but also fundamentally. I love to talk about the fundamentals of Sonic, but we'll talk about that slightly later. But just in general, wanted to do an update. Quite a few of you requested that, so then, I mean, obviously I'm going to talk about it. I mean, Sonic is also one of the main altcoins that is still on my watch list to potentially buy. So let's get right into it. Now, like I said, the fundamentals for Sonic are still absolutely amazing. If you take a look at the TVL right here, it has grown again to $1.03 billion. So it's now almost in the top 10, I think. It's 11. All right, so it's almost surpassing Avalanche in TVL, and just in general. I mean, if you take a look at the TVL in the last it's 12, excuse me. Well, if you take a look at the TVL in the last 7 days, TVL in the last month, it's by far the biggest grower. Sei also has a pretty substantial growth, but I'm not sure where that's coming from. But no, I mean, a pretty substantial growth right here. Also in the last week, one of the biggest, where some of the biggest networks are still losing TVL. So fundamentally doing great. And then outside of that, I almost have to sneeze. But outside of that, you can also see we are pulling some decent DEX trading volumes. The decentralized application revenue is nice, and just in general looks good fundamentally. All right. Now technically we get into some difficulties. All right, because first of all, the price action for Sonic is one of the strangest charts we've seen in a while. What it looks like to me, and excuse my nose, it's an early morning, so sometimes I have some morning allergies then. But what it looks like to me is that we are in one big consolidation, all right, where we had one breakout right here in the middle of February, where we rallied quite a fair bit, but ultimately for the majority of the time we have consolidated between this area right here around 63 cents, and then the main support level right here at 40 cents. So that looks to me like the current structure, and that's also in line with the EMAs and just in general, that looks like a solid structure. If you zoom all the way in, you could argue that there's all these consolidations in the middle. Like, for example, you could say there's a consolidation between 56 and 47 cents as well, and that's fine. I mean, that happens very, very often, that if you have a very wide range, you kind of have ranges in the middle, or at least you have some important key levels in the middle where the price bounces between. But ultimately, I do think that's the bigger range. And then right now, what you can see is that we have found one of those kind of intra-range strong support levels at 47 cents. However, I think it's slightly more likely for Sonic here that we will drop back down into that main support level between 40 and 37 cents. All right, and that's for multiple reasons. First of all, we're rejecting and we are respecting the 30-day rolling VWAP quite a bit, so that's a bit of a bearish confirmation. Second of all, we drop down below the POC here. That's that yellow line. That's the area where most of the volume has been traded. Rejecting from there, another bearish confirmation, and then outside of that, I just don't see any momentum for Sonic specifically. Open interest is relatively flat. Volume, I do not dare to say, but I think it's relatively flat or decreasing as well. Yes, and then we still have a lot of fundamental uncertainty with the tariff news coming today. All right, so therefore, I would say at this point of time, it is slightly more likely, maybe not quick, but that we will drop down lower into that main support level. And then if we get a good reaction there, I think there is actually the time to buy Sonic again. And from there, we can actually start another uptrend. Now, I have to say, if we get some very positive news today, this will probably not happen, all right? Then we have a chance to break above the POC at 51 cents and rally into 56, potentially 62 cents as well. But if that happens, I'll be back with a new video tomorrow telling you that the situation has changed. But for now, with the current situation, I'd say that this is more likely, albeit that I do not expect it that quick, right? I mean, it will probably be something like this. But yeah, so that's what I expect. If you do have any questions, anything, let me know. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.